Rate my haircut. I'm not going to talk about this very long because I want to eat these Reese's Puffs that I recently purchased. And I don't want them to be super soggy. So I'm going to be talking about my experience with diversity, equity, and inclusion, at least the program, because remember, diversity, equity, and inclusion and the program DEI are not the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. Those are mutually exclusive entities. So, after 2020, this is what happened in my school. I went to a military school. This is important for context later. Right after 2020, right after George Floyd got neck stomped, they did two things at my school. They made a female, the first female ever, the leader of the Corps of Cadets, and they threw in this black guy to be the superintendent of the school. It was very sloppy. And just bam, out of nowhere. There are a lot of questions. Did she earn it? And of course, a lot of scrutiny comes with being important in the first place. So, we have to, you have to account for the bias of the subordinate, which I think is real. Basically, the DEI program was kind of this program that nobody fucking enjoyed. They got us up early because we were busy all day. At a military school, you have things from 7 a.m. until like 4. And so there's very little time to do other shit unless you do it at 11 a.m. during the break or you do it at night at like 7 or something. And people are, doing sports at night at 7. So they had us get up early in the morning. Nigga, we was up at like 6 a.m. before class to do this like race shit and answer these not open-ended, non-discussion based leading questions to this bitch who can't even wear a uniform correctly, who left after like a year or two. I think she was gone after 2 years. They fired her. They actually let her go during the Biden administration. So she's just she's a sweetheart. Here's the thing. She was a sweet lady, but she just wasn't built for that environment. It's just like, it just wasn't her place. It was weird. So the diversity, equity, and let me take the mic out. Like the meetings kind of went like this. It was like there'd be some question that had an answer. Like, what would you do if somebody was being bullied? Dude, I'm fucking 19. Also, the thing about these meetings is like nobody's gonna... I would argue that they would make people more racist, by the way. This is my argument. You're not gonna convince somebody with logic and reasoning to dissolve the prejudices that they have held for years. It's not gonna happen. They have to like experience something and have a major internal revelation, and that very, very rarely happens with a conversation. You know what I mean? So rare. They have to like experience something. Maybe they could experience a conversation. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm saying the odds of like being talked at and having your ideals shift is so slim that it's negligible. So the premise was fucking pointless in the first place. It didn't make any sense. You're not going to change the minds of 19-year-olds with like a 6 a.m. mandatory meeting. It's not going to happen. 2, why they'd make us more. It's like now it's all about black people and like women. It was like that was it. And so it was like, well, if somebody's talking about they got assaulted, what would you do? It's like, I'd probably tell on the people, can I fucking go to breakfast now? That's kind of the vibe of the entire thing. And so they take us in groups, and it was like your group, because you can't have the whole school in this classroom because they had to rent a classroom kind of for this fucking bullshit. So they take us in like groups. Sorry if I'm like, my nose has been stuffed for so long. Also, by the way, I uploaded another video about Jehovah's Witnesses, but I kind of plugged my smoking website. I tried to plug like my cigarette thing, porchsmokes.com. I plugged that, but there's problems with the payment method because Shopify doesn't allow tobacco and smoking products to be used with their payment services. So I had to go through a third-party payment provider, and that apparently takes weeks to process, and I have bigger things to worry about right now. So I'm going to process that when I fucking get to it. So the site literally doesn't function. So I might just upload it after this, now that you've heard that. Fuck. Anyways, my nose is stuffed up. Regardless. It was just weird, man. It wasn't like... I didn't like walk out of that and go, wow. I learned so much. Because think about it. It wasn't a history lesson. It wasn't like... We weren't like sitting up there learning about, black history and things like that. It was like... It was like they tried to make us feel bad for things that I didn't even do before. And I was like, what the fuck? What? Let me take a bite of this here. I didn't enjoy it. Nobody I was with enjoyed it. You know why? We're fucking tired. And I'm not just saying it was a bad idea because it was early. It would have been a waste of time at any time of the day. You should have... Now, how would I have fixed it? I guess is my... I can't just complain about something, right? That's what we do on this channel. We complain and then we offer better solutions. Well, maybe I would have made it like a discussion-based hearing. It kind of was. I mean, some of the questions were open-ended, but a lot of it was like, racism is prevalent. Yes, no, maybe. Stand where you think the answer is, and then explain your reasoning. Shit like that. I don't remember the questions exactly, but it was like things you couldn't really argue against. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was as if they were checking a box off. I get it. I mean, it looks bad. The school was conservative. You have to do something. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand. I'm not saying that that was the worst decision ever, but it was a waste of time. Is what I'm saying. Additionally, here's the thing about DEI in the workplace. This is something that doesn't make sense to me. That made me laugh a lot when I thought about it this afternoon. I was like cracking up. Also, I think I'm very funny, so I'm probably a little biased. So the thing about DEI is there's two options. There's really two. Literally two. Like only two. And that's actually it. There's two. With DEI in the workplace and affirmative action, things like this, it's only two. Now, I understand that a lot of children don't have the opportunities to like get qualifications for certain things, but you could definitely achieve your dreams other ways if you so please. There's other ways to do that. It's the truth. If you want to be a doctor and you're not born to be a doctor, maybe either A, it'll take a while, or B, you could fucking be something else. But, I mean, that's the truth. It's the way the world works. Maybe you'll be a doctor, end up being a doctor, and you'd be shit at being a fucking doctor. Because, you're fucking 19. What do you know? What do you actually know? Anyways, I digress. Either A, you're giving an opportunity that you don't deserve based on your qualifications. Sorry. Or B, you're being inserted, or this can actually go hand in hand, and you're being inserted into a work environment that doesn't want you. Why the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Like, is that not insane? Can you imagine if I loved the color blue and I wanted to work at this place and they're like, do you like blue? And I said, yeah. And they're like, we can't hire you, but we have this quota to meet. Look, we have blue hate meetings every week. I hope you can put up with that. And I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be happy at that establishment. Does that make sense? Like, why the fuck would I want to work at that place? If they don't want me there, why would I want to be there? I should enjoy the environment. Now, does that mean that people should keep me out of the place I want to be? No, but I'm just saying real racists are quiet. You're not going to hear it. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is through my experience, being an honest person trumps skin color every single time. Being an honest and genuine person and an understanding person trumps skin color every time. Every single time. Every single time. And I'll give you an example of perceived racism for the sake of example, that isn't actually racism, but it's just fucking business. And I get it. I'm a bouncer at this bar. Some of you actually know this, but I'm a bouncer at this bar. And on the weekends, there's a dress code. And the dress code is specifically designed to keep out black people. Well, not black people. It's designed to keep niggas out, first of all. The black people are allowed inside because black people and niggas are not the same thing. Fucking first of all. Niggas are not allowed in the bar. Black people are fine. It's totally fine. You can come in if you're black. But if you're one of them, go somewhere else. There's bars for you down the street. Sorry. The bars are designed like that. There's community bars. There's the Latino bar. There's the nigga bar down the street where they play fucking Sexy Red and all that stupid fucking bullshit. And then there's the country white people bar where they cater to white women because white women bring a certain crowd, motherfuckers with cash. So if they want the white crowd there, they're gonna have a certain dress code to keep them niggas out. That's business, baby. When you get a bar, you can do that. You could make whatever dress code you want, but you don't own the motherfucking place. It's a private establishment. Go down the street. The goddamn Halcyon. Why don't you want to go there? Maybe because it's a fucking shithole? Maybe because it fucking sucks? I mean, it's facts, bro. You have a spot. They have a spot. And they have a spot. There's 3 spots. 3 different. The races have their spots. Go to your spot. You not let me in because I'm black. No, niggas, because you dress like that. That's why. Because you dress like your mom would not be impressed if you walked out the house dressed like that. That's what it is. That's why we're not letting you in the motherfucking bar. Because you look like a shithead. That's why. So go down the fucking street with the rest of y'all motherfuckers, and y'all can hang around and congregate and get fucking shot. That's what can happen. Like, bro, that's what it is. It's business, baby. That's how it works. The dress code is designed to keep a certain crowd in the bar. Down the street, guess what? Where they don't have that dress code, they're wanding motherfuckers. They're patting you down because they have to. That's how it works. They don't want them motherfuckers in this other bar, baby. That's how it works. I should know. I worked at both of them. I know. That's business. That's not racism. That's business. And that's pattern recognition. It's pattern recognition, bro. If every single time I've ordered DoorDash, a Latino guy comes to my door, and the 11th time I open the door and say, "Que lo que, papi?" And it's a white dude, and he calls me racist. Am I racist? Or am I recognizing patterns? You know? That's all I'm saying. Doesn't make any sense. This DEI thing was weird. It was sloppy. It's usually pretty sloppy. That's why I'm not a fan of like the affirmative action thing. It was very useful in the past. Very useful. If you look at the charts and things like that of the amount of admittance and graduates, and if you just look at the fucking numbers, it's not necessary. Google the numbers. You don't have to believe me. It doesn't fucking matter if you believe me or not. Look at the stats. We used to need it. Like in the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s a bit. After 2014, 15, 16, it's overused, overplayed. Overused and overplayed. It's the truth. Sorry. All right. Now, there's definitely opportunities that certain people aren't rewarded just because of how they were born. And that is unfortunate. But the truth is, if you were given that opportunity, would you perform? You don't have the resources. I mean, every position you're in, there's going to be somebody better than you in a better position. Every position. Even Donald Trump's not the most powerful man on the planet. He's just not. There's people with more money than him. And there's people with more money than them. And there's people that have groups. And those groups have more money than those people. There's always a bigger fish, man. So it's like, here's what I'm saying. You can't get mad at other people because of an opportunity that you were never going to get in the first place. And even if you got it, it's like, one, you don't know if you'd want it. And two, the odds that you'd perform in an opportunity you're given as opposed to earned are slimmer than vice versa. That's just simple logic and reasoning. How my Reese's Puffs looking? They're still kind of hard. So I'm going to eat these, use these as fuel to hit this little workout I got. Not really a philosophy video, but this is just kind of my opinion on the matter. Just how I feel about it, my thoughts and feelings. What do you think? What do you think about DEI, and what is your experience with it? Now, if you're speculating on DEI and things like that, please try to remember that lack of experience is also a lack of ethos in a lot of situations. So I'm really looking for people that have actually experienced diversity, equity, and inclusion, or affirmative action, or its effects. Please leave a comment in this video.